How's it going, folks? Stewie Boy here. New setup, or rather angle of the setup. I've just this month updated my work setup in the room. So this is a new angle for these last month on Letterboxd you're just going to have to get used to. I know no one likes change, okay, but it's happening. Sorry I kept you in the air on December. But do you fancy seeing what I watched for January? Rhetorical question. You don't have a choice in this. Welcome, my lovely potatoes, to this last month on Letterboxd. Look, I didn't do one for December. Very sorry. But as you can imagine, December is an incredibly busy month. And I'll be honest, I didn't have any time at the beginning of January, and it would have been a huge video. So if you do want to see deeper thoughts, not deeper in anything intellectual, but I guess in the sense that there are thoughts there, you can go and see what I watched in December on Letterboxd. Link in the description down below. And while you're down there as well, you can follow me on Letterboxd, so you're seeing all my thoughts on films as they do go up. I'll admit, beginning of the year, I've been pretty rough and poor at updating my Letterboxd as regularly as I should do. It's just busy. It's just busy. But on top of that, I know I missed December, but I do these every month. So if you do want to see what I watched every month regularly, click subscribe and you won't miss those videos when they drop. Housekeeping's out of the way. You know the drill. Let's have a look at some films. Sorry, that was aggressive. I don't mean to be that aggressive. It's been a while since I've done this and did a new... This all feels wild. January. How I Love You. You're not December, and you went on for fucking ever. Immediately, should be quite apparent, I had a nice quiet January for movie watching. I'm a terrible, terrible movie fan. People are watching shit left, right, and center, and I quickly realized that wasn't happening in January for me. So we've only got, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've only got 9 entries on my Letterboxd for January. This is going to be a nice, calm, probably quite short video, so watch me try and stuff it with absolute nonsense. Where do we start? 2nd of January. I didn't watch a film on the 1st of January. I didn't watch a film on the 1st of January. Who doesn't watch a film hungover on the 1st of January? I'm remembering we didn't because we were playing Mario Party all day. So I'm off the hook. So it was the 2nd of January when I watched my first film of the year. I feel like that should... I'm sure me and editing will put some confetti over it. Don't fuck this up, Stu. Encanto, which is the new Disney animated musical film. Dropped on Disney Plus at the beginning of the year, obviously, didn't it? I'll be honest, it was fine. Didn't really rate it too much. The animation is stunning, and the vibrancy of it all, and the color, and the culture that's on display here should be 100% my shit. I think there was just something weirdly lazy about it all, something off. And I felt that with a lot of Disney animations lately. I felt that a lot with Raya and the Last Dragon last year. I'm not after the pinnacle of subtlety from new Disney animations, but often there's great musical humor or charm to distract me from the predictability of Disney style. And here it just never really went there. It's never boring. I enjoy myself more often than not, but I'm getting very worried Lin-Manuel Miranda's musical powers are starting to wear off. Yeah, that's not a feeling I want to have because I'm a fan of Lin-Manuel Miranda, but at this point, I feel like we've had such a saturated year of Lin-Manuel Miranda, and they're starting to not land more than they're landing. But I found the music very boring. Sorry to say it. 3 stars for Encanto. A pretty bang average way to start the year. I guess maybe if you start average, it can only kind of 50-50 get better. Next up, on the 3rd, next day, I caught up on a film from last year which I didn't see when it came out because I was ill. It wasn't Rona, I was just ill, so I didn't go see it. And all my buddies and pals went and watched it without me. It was No Time to Die, the Bond film, which I'm more annoyed that I missed in the cinema because I had been watching trailers for that film for, what, 2 years up until that point? And I didn't even get the payoff of just being able to sit and actually fucking watch it in the cinema. So hey-oh, waited till the new year, apparently, January the 3rd, and I watched it. And you know what? I really, really enjoyed this film. It does sort of lose a bit of steam villain-wise after all the reveals are out in the open, and it's filled with stereotypical Bond stuff, as well as a supremely obvious screenplay, but I found Fukunaga's direction to keep everything afloat. Super fluid, clear action that tells a story and keeps everything moving nicely. This thing flew by. It did fly by. I was just on board and it never really lost me. I will say there were a few really fucking like lazy comedy lines. There's one that was like, she had the enemy in front of her gun. She was like, what did she say? Do you know what the time is? She was something like, do you know what the time is? Right? And then the enemy was like, I don't know. And then she was like, time to die. And then shot him. Come up with a better line. You could come up with anything better than that. Didn't they bring Phoebe Waller-Bridge on to write some of this film? I swear to God, if that's a Phoebe Waller-Bridge line, I'm gonna have to reconcile with that. Imagine you were an enemy and someone pulled a gun on you and was like, what time is it? I wouldn't even entertain the just kill them when they're talking to you. 4 stars for No Time to Die. What did I watch after that? Well, I'll bloody tell you. Matrix Resurrections. Rewatch, because I already saw it in December. But obviously you don't know that because I didn't put a December last month on Letterboxd out, did I? I'm terrible. My guys, the goosebumps this film gives me. A complete fucking blast, all capitals, even better on rewatch. I love this film. I don't care what people say at this point. It's just a fucking quality film. Even when it gets cheesy and over the top. In fact, maybe like particularly when it gets cheesy and over the top, I really vibe with what this film's doing. Without spoiling things if you haven't seen it at this point, there is a wire stunt at the end of this film. You'll know what I'm talking about if you've seen the film. There's a wire stunt to do with jumping from a building. I literally cry at it. I cry both times I've seen this film. Tears come out when I see that. It has the most wonderful pairing of big stunt, stunning score, like the best musical moment in the film, and character moment. It all combines and it's like fucking flicking. It's like someone is flicking a switch on the back of my head and I'm like, oh shit. It's some fucking nuts. It happens crazy quick. I feel like now, every time I rewatch this film, and you better fucking believe I'm rewatching Matrix Resurrections, every time I come up to that sequence, I'm gonna have to fucking do some serious bracing. Just people around me, if anything, that they're about to watch a man cry at a wire stunt. 4.5 stars. You did good, Lana. You did good. Next up, January the 10th. We did a little rewatch of Scream 4, didn't we? You can probably guess why. Because another Scream came out, didn't it? I thought about doing a full rewatch of all the Screams, but I thought about that too late and didn't have time, basically. The 4th one was just there at the top of Netflix, and I was like, you know what? That'll be the one I rewatch before watching the new one. I love Scream 4. I think it's quality. I just think it's so much fun. Worried it would feel dated or something, but totally holds up. Funny how it almost feels like it could have been released this year as the new one in the sea of nostalgic revivals we're currently seeing. Huh. Guess I sort of accidentally called a lot of the new one there, didn't I? I love Scream 4. Every time I watch it, I sink nicely into it. I think it's a lot of fun and it knows what it's doing. And it's clever in the ways you want it to be clever, but it also does just deliver a really satisfying and good slasher story. Just quality, good stuff. And I always forget Alison Brie's in it from Community, which I don't know if that impacts anything here. I just always feel like I need to say that. Anytime anyone from Community pops up in anything, it's like, you were in Community, that thing I love. Have a gold star or something. You did good. So that's a 4 stars for Scream 4. I guess it only makes sense. Can you guess what was next on my diary? Ooh, bit of a curveball with this one. It's the new Scream film that came out. Firstly, shout out to Paramount for having me along to watch that one. Kings. I've got a full review for that one, so I'll keep this brief, and there's a link down there if you want to see what I thought about the film overall. General feelings towards it though, good. I had a lot of fun with it, but the more I thought about it, the more things bugged me and the less impact it had overall as a Scream film. Like, I have kind of forgotten a lot about it already. Really wish it had the balls to go further with its dissection and interrogation of current sequel reboot culture. The meta aspects we've come to love about this franchise starting to feel less smart and endearing and more like excuses. Yeah, sure, name drop Rian Johnson's Last Jedi as that pop culture thing which pissed off a lot of people because it took risks. And then how about do some risks? It doesn't really do anything risky, this film. A little 3 stars for Scream. After that, I went and caught the new Almodovar film Parallel Mothers, which was absolutely delightful. Again, full review for that on the channel, so link down there for more in-depth thoughts. So pleased this was every bit as wonderful as I'd hoped. Almodovar is on top form. Great to see his typical flair for melodrama, lush colours and complex narratives and characters, this time applied to a very moving story of motherhood, past trauma as seen through present relationship struggles and collective reflection on history. Wow, a bit of a mouthful that review on it, Stu. Fucking hell. Quality stuff. Almodovar doesn't seem to miss, apparently. Not my favourite of his, and not even my favourite Penelope Cruz film from Almodovar, but still really, really great stuff. And again, beautiful to look at. I want to stay in the flats of this film forever. 4 stars for Parallel Mothers, but I'll tell you what else I'm parallel to. This computer, and I'm gonna click to the next film. What was next? Nightmare Alley. That was what is that? A 9-day, 12th to the 21st, a 9-day gap where I didn't watch a film? January was sparse, man. I'm so sorry. 21st of January, Nightmare Alley, the new Guillermo del Toro, and it looks like I didn't write a review for this one. I might just sit here and quiet for a bit. Soak it all up. No, I feel like we should probably write something just for the sake of having anything here. I don't know. One time I met Guillermo del Toro and I hugged him and I still haven't recovered. Great film. That'll do. That'll fly on Letterboxd these days, won't it? Yeah, sure. I guess I should elaborate on the fact that I've hugged Guillermo del Toro. I've got a picture of it somewhere, and if I can find it, here it is. If I can't find it, I've just pointed at you. Sorry about that. He did a talk at the London Film Festival in 2018? Firstly, it was the most inspired I've ever been listening to anyone talk, and I cried just sat listening to the guy talk. Secondly, yeah, met him afterwards and squeezed him. Should say something about Nightmare Alley, shouldn't I? Look, this film was wicked, gorgeous to look at. Everyone's on top form. I absolutely loved Cate Blanchett in this film. I was gonna say I fell in love with her. I fell in love with Cate Blanchett years and years and years ago. But this is just like, I don't know, it's like reaffirming that love, right? And it has got an absolutely fucking knockout ending. Like the actual ending of this film, the final shot, just 4 stars for Nightmare Alley. And then we're closing out the month with a few more films. I went and rewatched Palm Springs on the 24th of January because I wanted to rewatch Palm Springs and there's nothing more to it. It's like a big warm hug and I love it. Also, even though I obviously already know J.K. Simmons is in this, you know, because I've seen it before, it still makes me chuckle when he appears. I know he's in this film because I've already seen the film, but the moment where J.K. Simmons comes into the film, it's like, J.K. Simmons is in this film. I love it. I guess that's just my undying love for J.K. Simmons, that he'll do that to me every time. What a banger of a film. Absolutely love it. One of the best rom-coms we've had for a while. 4.5 stars for Palm Springs. And then I finished off the month with Underwater, which is a film which I wanted to watch this film ever since it came out because it's a Kristen Stewart-led deep sea sort of survival film. And the ocean fucking scares me and it should scare and terrify everyone. It didn't look particularly great, but you know when you're just in the mood for like a shitty survival, horror, sci-fi, weird film, whatever it is. And it was good, it was all right. It didn't do anything particularly amazing, but what it did do, I thought it did effectively enough. It kind of reminded me a bit of that film Life that came out, that was basically just Alien, but was like fun to watch the new cast do it, I guess. I love Kristen Stewart, so it was fun to watch Kristen Stewart do this, but the film itself, did it do anything? Probably no, it didn't really, did it? Kind of fun, but also Alien exists. Yeah, that's always the case with these films. I feel like it's difficult to be a fan of kind of sci-fi, survival, horror stuff like this because Alien exists. It's amazing that Alien exists because it's Alien and it's a fucking masterpiece. But also when that exists, it sucks to be any other film trying to do something vaguely similar, doesn't it? Almost feel bad for it. It's trying, but you can never avoid the fact that Alien exists. I'm so sorry. 3 stars for Underwater. It definitely didn't help my fear of the deep sea. I'm never going down there. And that is it. End of January. Look at that. 9 films. I promise you February is going to bring more films on the last month on Letterboxd at the end of it. Although actually, February is incredibly busy for me. Look, I don't know, maybe we just savor the fact that we've got some nice, relaxed, chilled 9 film months for the next few months. It'd be nice. But of course, as usual, I want to know what you guys have been watching. And why not throw down what you've been watching in December as well? It's been a few months since I've done one of these videos. We got a lot to catch up on. Let me know down below what the best films you've watched over the past few months have been. And I'll tell you whether I think you're a silly goose or whether I think you're a gosh darn hero.
I'm not sure I understand.
I don't think anyone does. Also, Letterboxd links down there. Click it. Follow me there. You'll see what I think about films when I log them. And you can see what I thought about other films when I logged them before. It's crazy stuff. Also, while you're down there, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any future reviews. And links to my socials are down there as well if you fancy weird thoughts from me at regular times in the day. I'll see you guys soon for some more thoughts and more films. But until next time, I need to watch a film, apparently. Like, it's become a quota now. I need to beat 9 films.